All right, guys, here we are. We're closing in on the end of this year. So I want to go into something that I consider really important that I've learned over the years. You've got a lot of stuff going on in your brain, I'm sure, about headshots and all the stuff that you've learned over the course of the year, and you have it all down and you know what you're doing by now. Hopefully you get it all sorted out. But the question is, and I want you to ask yourself, kind of about your shtick, but more about the process of the shtick. Like, when does it happen? Like, when you know that you're gonna get the person's jawline out, you know you're gonna get them to squinch, and you know you're gonna look for their side, and you know all that. You know you're gonna hook them up, you know you're gonna drop a front shoulder if you have to, you're gonna move and shake, bob and weave, you're gonna do all that. I got it. This is where it comes into play. This is the problem that has occurred, and I've seen it occur over and over and over again with a numerous number of photographers that I've taught. You feel the need to coach your client, and of course you want to coach your client. Why wouldn't you want to coach you want to coach your client, but guess what? Remember when the client comes in the door? They're fragile. They've got to get acclimated. They got to get to know you. They got to get to know the studio. There should be no additional pressure put on them on how they will perform in front of the camera until they're actually in front of the camera. And what I found is that a lot of photographers the person will walk in the room and they'll be like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get your chin out. We're gonna figure out your side. I need you to squinch. Come over here and look in the mirror and I'll show you this squinching. What do you think all that talk does? That's gonna put additional pressure on your client. Why would you put additional pressure on them prior to getting in front of your camera? You want to be coaching when they're in front of your camera, because that is the place where they're gonna have to pay attention to you and not the camera. This is exactly why you wanna coach them when they're there. Plus, expressions are so fleeting, they're gonna come and go. Sometimes the best shot might be the first one. But if you start coaching prior to them getting in front of the camera, immediately there's a performance-based anxiety that they're gonna have based on you coaching them and how they're gonna perform for you, instead of just doing it while it's all happening. So what I want you to do is I want you to talk to them about wardrobe, maybe about first small talk, get to know them. Try and figure them out, you know, how they'd find you, if, you know, find a common thread, this type of thing, prior to them getting in front of the camera. Then when you go into setting up shoot mode, you just go straight for clothes and the look they're gonna have. It might be a makeup talk with a woman, or they might go into makeup, but there's no technical anything about how the photography is gonna go. Nothing about that. It's only about what they're gonna wear, and potentially, you know, guys, it might be facial hair, it might be the hairstyle, making sure all that's right so that they like it. Maybe you're putting it together for a corporate person, you're making sure the shirt-tie combination works. You're making sure the collar isn't too tight. Now, obviously, before they get in front of the camera, if the collar isn't too loose. So if the collar's loose, we gotta do the paper towel trick, right? So you could do that before. You could actually get them in front of the camera, shoot a picture and go, oh my gosh, well, look at this. You know, your collar's a little big. Let me show you a trick to sort that out for you. Rather than manhandling them right off the bat and sticking it in. Sometimes that's a little bit much. But the key element is don't overteach. And don't overteach prior to being in front of the camera. All your teaching should be done while they're shooting, so they'll learn that way. They'll understand what you're saying as you're saying it. Now, once you teach the squinch in front of the camera, and if they don't get it, then you go out and you do your mirror work. But you gotta get this first, there can't be too much talk and not enough shooting. Sometimes I'll shoot through while I'm coaching just to get them moving from one to the other. I'm not shooting, and I'm not specifically worried about whether I'm getting shots or not. I'm shooting to see how they'll move, how their face will move, and what they'll end up doing. That's it. That's basically what I want you to do. I want you to think about what you've done up to this point. Are you adding pressure to your client by telling them too much prior to getting in front of your camera? None of that. Stop it. You're a coach when they're on the playing field, when they're on your turf, and your turf is your viewfinder, and that's when you coach. If they're in your turf, you're coaching. If they're off their turf, you're talking about anything else other than photography. You got it? Good. Guys, if you like this video, you're absolutely gonna love what I have going on over at the Headshot Crew. It's an absolute smorgasbord of material just like this that I've been working on for the last 10 years. So click the link below, check it out, and do not forget to subscribe to this channel. I got stuff coming out just for you.